Computer. Okay. So, welcome to Rebecca's party. Whoever's here now or whoever's watching this later, you're in my kitchen, and we're gonna do, I got several recipes that I'm gonna do, and I even threw an extra little one in there. So I'm gonna show you some tools. And what I did, if you click on the little chat, and I know you guys don't really need this, but in the chat, I have my phone number. So one of the things that I do is when someone orders and they're on the Zoom event, I give them a discount on their shipping. So all of you, well, Rebecca, you already get a discount on your shipping, but anybody else who comes tonight will get a discount on the shipping. So if they text me just text that phone number and tell me their name, then I can make sure that way you don't have to do it. You don't see it? Let me put it on there again. I put it on earlier, and one other time someone said they couldn't see it, so I don't know. Alrighty, let's see, and I'll put my name and tell me if it shows up this time. Maybe it only shows up when people are on this.
Okay, I do not see it.
I didn't do it yet, hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it again.
I hear clicking, so
yeah. Okay, now can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why you can't see the first one, probably because I did it before you got on here. So there we go. All right. I love your thumbs up. Perfect, perfect. All right, well, let's just start a little bit. We're recording, and there's a couple things I want to say, and that is anybody that comes onto the Zoom thing tonight, you get a $2 shipping discount, or if your order is over 100, you get a $4 shipping discount. And if you order by Wednesday, the 22nd at 9:00 p.m., I will give you a special gift, an extra gift to your order. So the first 4 orders automatically get it, but anybody who orders by that day will get a special gift. And I would explain the chat and all that stuff, but I think since you guys are the only ones on here, hopefully you understand that. I started Pampered Chef. I've been doing it for 11 years. I love the products. I love the recipes. They keep coming out with great new products, and there are more coming out on September 1st. Some amazing new products and some new programs that are gonna be absolutely blow your mind. I can't tell you about them yet, but they're gonna be great. And I had all 4 of my kids here. I used to cook, and now, and you know, we always try to have at least 1 meal a day. So that's the goal of Pampered Chef. And so I continue to do it. One of the things that happened with this pandemic is that since, not in March, not in April, but in May, Pampered Chef had the highest sales in the history of the company. This is our 40th anniversary. Never had sales that high. The upshot of that is that their warehouse only holds so many things. So they have products in there for what the sales were last year and what they predict they would be this year. And so that's why so many things are either on stop sell or back order, because they run out of them. When your sales increase 300 to 500%, you're not planning on that. Most people aren't. So one of the things I will tell you is sometimes when you go on to order, you'll see things that will say not available, and there's a little button that says notify me when they are, and they will let you know when it comes back, or you can check with me because I can see the dates that they say they're going to come back. So I will tell you guys this little secret. There are several pieces of stoneware that you will not be able to get, and it would include both pizza stones, the loaf pan, the bar pan, all 3 of them, and the rectangle stone. And that is because they have restyled the stoneware for the fall. And
Ooh.
they're no longer available, but what is coming is way better than any stoneware they've ever had. So if you try to order that, it's just going to say it's not available. So I just want people to know that ahead of time. And why don't you guys introduce yourself? Linda, I know you're doing something, but why don't you say you're the past host?
Yeah, I'm Linda
Hosted a
Morehouse,
party.
and I went to one in person, and then saw your gorgeous kitchen in person and tasted
Oh,
the food.
thanks.
And then we went. Then from there, I booked a party and had one online, and that Rebecca had come to. So I was excited that she wanted to host it as well because it's worthwhile. And my husband's in New Hampshire right now, waiting for me to arrive. And then,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So yeah, life's busy. It's good.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
And you've pretty much, you've commented a lot on the Facebook thing, so I appreciate that, and I'm sure Rebecca too.
It didn't seem like as many posts as mine. I don't know why that was, but I didn't feel like.
Well, we didn't really have people invited right away, so I don't usually
Oh.
until more people are on. So,
Yeah.
and I will be posting all this next week, so we'll
Oh yeah.
cram it full of some stuff because there's some great products out there. So, Rebecca or Kelly, do you have anything that you want to say? Because this is being recorded, so if someone couldn't get on tonight, they can always watch it.
What's your favorite Pampered Chef piece there, Rebecca?
Oh, I'm kind of a gadget person, so I like all the little like spatulas and like all the kitchen utensils and things
Sure.
like that. Grater, the citrus press, things like that. But I'm really kind of torn because I love the rock crock collection, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. But I also like the cast iron.
Oh.
So, but I really enjoyed watching Carol do demonstrations with that blender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice blender, the cooker. So, and that it washes itself.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I know that's so critical to that because you can't. Well, number one, it's a heating element, so you can't. But anyway, well, and Kelly, have you ever been to a Pampered Chef party before?
If I have, it's been a long time.
When she was a child, she was at one.
I have some consultants on my team who started out going to their mom's parties, like their mom held parties, and then they later became, she's showing the catalog. Very nice. So, yes, this catalog is good through August 31st, and they will be discontinuing several products. But I can give you this little thing. Have any of you ever had the Easy Accent Decorator?
No.
Okay, the people that have had it have loved it, and they discontinued it, and they're bringing it back in the fall. So it's almost like a little gun. You put all the frosting and stuff in it, and you press. It's really, people love it. So sometimes they bring things back. So, and they've improved it so it works better. But thank you guys for joining. And I'll be talking about some other things, but let's start tonight. We're going to do bruschetta and zucchini pasta. And some people, when I show them this recipe, they're like, I don't know if I like this, but you substitute part of the pasta with zucchini, and I'm going to show you 2 ways to make zucchini noodles. And then you make a fresh bruschetta, so the noodles are cooking and stuff, and it also has chicken in it. And you make the bruschetta topping in the manual food processor, which I showed the other day, making onions. So it's just a fun thing. So what we're gonna do is I get to roll you over. I have a ton of stuff out on my island here. And I have 2 chicken breasts. These are really thin chicken breasts. So, because usually what I do is I love to show our close and cut, because this has springs in it. And if you have chicken breasts that are giant, you can actually it comes with a knife if you want to, or you can just use an 8-inch knife. You put your chicken in here, and I really don't want to because these are pretty thin, but you just cut through it. And it comes out on the other side, cuts it right in half, makes it easier to cook, quicker. It was designed for grape tomatoes and grapes and olives, you know, and you can cut all those things in half. So imagine grape tomatoes. I don't like them whole in a salad, so I just put a bunch of them in here, and they all get sliced in half all at one time. You can also use
Kind of neat.
So it's pretty fun. So this is called the closing cut, and I will, after this party, I will list everything that I talked about. So you don't have to try to remember it if you don't want to. All right. Now, Rebecca told me she was a little bit interested in the grill pan. So I'm going to roll it over to my stove here. I have a whole bunch of pans up on here. So this is the nonstick grill pan. It's part of our nonstick cookware line, which has a lifetime guarantee. It's PFOA free. It has an aluminum bottom, so it's flat and can work on any kind of stove except induction, which is magnets. And the handle comes off. So you just press in the little button, you take the handle off, you cook in the oven, and you can with any of the pans in this collection, and then you just stick the handle back on. The grill pan enables you to cook. It's got ridges, so you can cook. It cooks the food up out of the bottom of the pan, so it's almost like grilling on a regular grill. This press is made of cast iron. It has the same coating on it that is on the pan, so you can actually wash these in the dishwasher, which mostly cast iron you can't. And the way the grill pan works is you preheat it for about 5 minutes at medium high. You never need to do any of our nonstick pans higher than medium high. They're great conductors of heat. They're all aluminum inside. And this, just so you can see, is the double burner grill pan. So it fits over 2 burners. This would be great for somebody who has a big family or somebody that likes to cook multiple things at the same time, because you could put chicken back here. You could do, like, say you're doing fajitas, you could do all the peppers and onions here. And it does come with 2 grill presses if you want it. So I'm going to turn on the first pan on medium high and just let it preheat for about 5 minutes. And we're going to go back over here to the chicken. You guys are you're not even getting dizzy when I push you around. This is a large batter bowl, and I am going to use our meat tenderizer. And what's nice when you're using the grill pan is that you have, chicken breasts usually have a fatter part. You can take this meat tenderizer, and it does come apart. So if you like Swiss steak and you buy a round steak and want to tenderize it that way, you can use this side, put it back together, and it puts it tenderizes it. I'm going to just use it for the chicken breast, and so the chicken doesn't fly all over my kitchen. I have it in a bag, and it's really easy to use. You just pound until everything is about the same. Yes, that way all the chicken will get done at the same time. Now, the other cool thing about this is it kind of calls for chicken tenders. And chicken tenders are very expensive if you buy them at the store. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make our own chicken tenders. And I'm going to use this coated chef's knife. And I'm going to grab a fork. So these are full-size chicken breasts, and you know, it's a little less expensive. I'm just going to kind of make little chicken tenders myself. So I realize it's not that cut of the chicken, but it really doesn't matter because these are all going to get chopped up in the end. So we just have some tenders. I'm going to cut a couple of them in half. And then I'm going to use our small chef's tongs. These are one of the things you get this month if you spend $80. They have a little grommet here, and when they're open, they come open. When it's down and you close them, they stay closed. We're going to just stick, all these chicken tenders in my batter bowl. And we're going to season them with some of our Well, a little bit of olive oil, and it calls for about 1.5 teaspoons. I'm just gonna eyeball that. And this is our Italian seasoning. And any of our seasonings, if they're the tall, all they have is the seasoning. So it has herbs and spices or whatever, but no salt or pepper. And we're gonna just sprinkle, it also has a shaker bottle. We're gonna sprinkle the tenders with the Italian seasoning. And just so you know, you do not need to use oil when you're cooking in the grill pan at all. The reason why we're using it is so the seasoning will stick to it. Just gonna kind of give it an extra flavor. Wish you guys could smell it because it really smells good. And I think as soon as I'm done with this, it should be good enough to go ahead and just throw in the pan. So we get to go over here again. We've got our preheated pan, and this does not get hot when you're heating the pan. And we're just going to put all this chicken tender right on the pan. And cover it with a grill press. You can buy this without the grill press, but the grill press helps things cook faster. And you can cook all 3 meals of a day on here. You do not have to stand and watch it. I'm going to set the timer for about 3 minutes and come back in 3 minutes and turn it. If I was using full-size chicken breast, I can fit 6 of them in there. And I usually make it go about 6 minutes on the side. You do still have to turn. And we're going to just sit that there. And the cutting mat I used, I can just rinse off in my sink. And I'm also rinsing off the bowl when I use it again afterwards. Put a little soap in there, which you can't see. Okay. So I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes. And we're going to get everything else ready for our meal. So the next thing what we're going to use for this. Now, Linda purchased, I don't know if you can hear me, but this is our rack. And this is the everyday pan. So it fits in the slow cooker stand, which is here. That's what Linda bought. But there's 2 sizes that fit in there. One is the everyday pan, which is 2.5 quarts, or the Dutch oven, which is 4 quarts. We don't need one this big for today's meal, but it also fits in here. So when you're cooking, what's the one thing that you hate the most when you're cooking?
Clean up.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Clean up.
Clean up, for sure. So, the nice thing about these is you can brown your meat on the top of the stove. They're made out of ceramic, or whatever you're making. If you have some vegetables, then you can put them in the oven. They also go under the broiler because you can heat them up to 752 degrees. When you're done, the food stays hot for a really long time, and you can put it in the refrigerator to save it. The next day you can reheat it in the microwave. You can use the rat crock in both the oven and the microwave, on the grill, and you can wash it in the dishwasher. And then with this slow cooker stand, you also can make it into a slow cooker. So this is the everyday pan, and every rat crock that we have comes with 10 recipes that are awesome. What we're going to do today is we're going to do part of our recipe in the microwave, and I have some thin spaghetti noodles, and you can actually cook these in the microwave. When you do noodles in the microwave, you need to break them in half, or you can buy the half packages, and we only need a half a pound. So I'm going to just keep breaking these. And another little hint, when you're cooking noodles or rice, you really want it to taste better. Instead of using just plain water, use chicken broth or beef broth. So what we have is all these noodles in our everyday pan. And we're going to use a can of chicken broth. And then I get to show another favorite product of mine, and that is the Smooth Edge can opener. So a lot of people have these. They work. It does not cut. It has a little magnet. When you turn it, it brings the magnet close to the side of the can. And if you were here in my kitchen, Linda can attest to this, I would have someone do this. But the way it works is it sits on the top of the can. And I always tell anyone who gets one of these to just tighten it tight enough so you can lift up the can. And then you just turn it and go all the way around. And what it does is break the seal between the top of the can and the bottom of the can. Chicken broth has a lot more glue than some things, but wherever you start, when you feel a little click or hear a click, then you just turn it the opposite way to release it. And then on the side here, it has this little metal, I just call it like a little metal mouth. It actually, when you press on this button on the side, opens and closes. You just grab the edge of your can with that little metal mouth and you lift it right off. And you have your can open and there's no sharp edges, there's no dirt that falls into your thing that you're making. And just like everything, this recipe calls for 2 cups of chicken broth. But you know, everything in our world has changed. So when you buy a can like this, it doesn't have 15 ounces or even 16 ounces. It only has 14. So I'm gonna just fill the rest up to my Easy Read measuring cup up to 2 cups. So sometimes you have to add a little water. Add a little bit of water, and we're going to dump it right into these noodles. And then I have another, just gonna kind of stir them up, put the cover on, and then we're gonna put it in the microwave for 5 minutes, that's all. So over here in my oven is the microwave, and we're gonna just microwave it for 5 minutes. So now we're gonna do that. All right, so we've got that out of the way, and that is the Smooth Edge can opener. So now we're gonna go over here. I think I still have 4, I don't have any more. I'm gonna go back and turn our chicken. So we get this in here, and take it off. And now you see it's all kind of a white color, but when we turn them over, they all have nice grill marks on them. And the nice thing about the grill pan is it sears your meat. So if you can see this, there is really not a lot of liquid in the bottom of the pan. It's just, it all stays in the chicken. So we're going to put these back in, and I'll set the timer for another 3 or 4 minutes, and we're gonna come back over here and get everything else ready. Oh, and in the meantime, I have my oven at 425, and you were talking about the cast iron. This is the 10-inch cast iron skillet, and our skillets, there's actually 2 sizes of the big skillets. They nest together. They come pre-seasoned. Here's the other one. This is the 12-inch, the one I made pizza at one of the parties. You can do the Detroit style pizza in here. They both fit together. They're easy to pick up because they have handles on the outside. You don't have one handle and it's so heavy you can't pick it up. And then they came out with these little 5.5 inches that come in a set of 2. And they are actually on back order right now. So a lot of people are buying these for the summer. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make that Dutch baby in here. And what we have to do that is preheat this in a 425 oven for about, how long? Just a few minutes. So we're gonna preheat this. We're just gonna put it, you can do that with, you can heat those up really high. And now I'm gonna show you the rest of the ingredients that we're going to use for our bruschetta. We got several things going here. So we're going to use a couple of nice zucchinis, and we're going to use our Santoku knife. All our knives, if you buy them individually, come with a cover. We're going to cut the ends off this, and I did wash these because I don't trust that they come clean. This is our veggie strip maker. So there's two things that you can make veggie noodles with. The veggie strip maker, and I'll make sure my timer is going here. Okay, I would have someone help me. So these are made out of plastic and they cut both ways. So when you take the zucchini and go up and down, it just makes long, skinny, fettuccine type noodles. And you just do it both ways until you get down to the seeds. So the seeds make it really liquid. So once we get to the seeds, and little kids can do this, I mean, it's so easy. And the noodles add like a nice green color. So we're kind of getting to the seeds. So I'm just going to turn it and do the next side until we get to the seeds. And we're going to keep doing that until we do the whole zucchini. And you got the nice cover. I have been at people's houses who take the seed part and they give them to their chickens. So if anyone here has chickens, I can give you this. You could also use it in soup, just for a vegetable broth, but we're just getting down to the seed. And this washes in the dishwasher pretty easy. So you've got a nice big pile of noodles. Now there's another thing we have. So this is kind of like, that was like the Chevy. And here's the Cadillac. This is our veggie spiralizer. Has a blade. It has a blade that either does, that fits in it. And you can either, it has a ribbon blade, so you can do ribbon pasta, or you can use a fettuccine blade, or you can make little spaghetti noodles. We're gonna use just the fatter one so they match. And my timer is ringing, so I'm tightening this up, and I'll just show you how easy it is to make. But now, we're gonna remove this and turn it off. So, here's our chicken. It looks great. If you were making, you can make steaks in here, hot dogs, they're all gonna have grill marks on it. And if you really want to be sure that it's up to the right temperature, we have our instant read thermometer. This is digital, and you can use it. Usually what you do is I usually stick it through a couple, and look, our chicken's already up to 190. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we know that it's past the 160 that you needed to get to. The nice thing about this is it has a magnet on it. So it sticks on something metal. It also, weirdly, I don't know why, has a bottle opener on it. I guess if you want to have a bottle of something, you can have that while it's cooking. All right. So now I'm just going to show you real quickly with the second zucchini, which I just dropped on the floor. I'm going to cut the ends off this one. And in the spiralizer, you need to have something that's about 4 inches. And you just take the smaller size, and there's a little sharp point, and you push down. And then, make sure I got it so you can see it. You just turn, and the noodles come out the side here. So here's the noodles coming out of the zucchini. They're a little bit different, but you can have any kind you want. This is, I have the older model, the newer model, they come right out the front so you can see them. And if they're too long, you can actually cut them shorter with a scissors or a knife. But that's how simple that is. Okay. And now we're going to bring it over here and set it down on my counter. A little cutting mat. So we have the cover off. And these noodles aren't done. They're starting to cook. But now, what we're going to do is we're going to put who's reading my recipe for me? We're going to go ahead and put this in here. Oops, we don't want these parts that we cut off. With a cutting mat, you can just dump it in. And we're going to put it back in the microwave, but I'm going to wait a little bit on that because we have to get the tomatoes and everything else ready. So, just want to see. Okay. So here are my 3 tomatoes. And the other night I showed you the core and more. I'm going to show you how it works on tomatoes. You just go right into the center and you can take the core right out. And we're going to make our fresh bruschetta pasta. And once we get this started, then I'm actually going to put it back in the microwave to finish up. Now, you could cut this with a Santoku knife, but here's the other special for this month. It's our tomato knife. It's coated. These knives that have the black handles have a lifetime guarantee. These are a year guarantee, but they're great knives. So we're going to just chunk up the tomatoes, the 3 of them, and we're going to put them in the manual food processor because we're going to be making our own homemade dressing or sauce, but it's going to be raw actually because we don't add it till the end. So in the manual food processor, you've got our 3 blades, which are really sharp, and you have this pumping mechanism, so the 2 parts have to meet together. If you don't have them in, then it's not going to work. I'm going to turn off our timer. And just like a regular food processor, you are the power in this one. You don't want to fill it up with all the tomatoes at once. Typically in a cooking party, if you were here, I would let everybody have a chance to pump this and see that it's really not hard. You just pump, and then you just can add more. So we're going to just do that. We're going to get some of them started, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients, just because we're not going to do it all at once. So you just pump up and down, break for the underarms if you need that. And I have some fresh basil. A lot of Pampered Chef recipes have fresh ingredients. So we're going to put some basil here, and I'm going to just kind of chop it with our Santoku knife, making sure my finger is not in the way. Always an important thing. Chopped up in here too. So we're going to add fresh basil. We're going to add some garlic because this is a bruschetta. And this is our garlic press, which is awesome. It has little holes in it, so it totally crushes the garlic. And you do not have to peel it to put it in here. You just put a clove of garlic in and you squeeze. And we're going to do it right over the tomatoes. And when you squeeze, the garlic just gets crushed. There's a little tool called a Barbie hairbrush. I don't think that's what I call it. And that helps you get the extra skin out, and also if there's any extra garlic. And when you're done, if you have any cut in here, you use the hairbrush part to just clean out all the holes. Now these are really tiny little cloves of garlic, so I'm gonna add 3. And here we go. You can't ever have too much garlic. Fresh garlic is really great. There's a lot of health benefits to it, to use it fresh. And it does taste better when you crush it. Or, you know, sit around and knead it or mince it, but that's very difficult. So one more. Wow, these are little. Little are nice in here. We'll do one more. Thank you, Kelly and Linda and Becca, for doing all this garlic crushing for me. Appreciate that. Okay, and now we just need, with the bruschetta topping, we actually need some olive oil. And this time I will actually measure it. So I'm going to use our adjustable measuring spoon. This goes from a tablespoon all the way up to, or down to a teaspoon. So if you need a teaspoon and a half, you can just measure it with 1 spoon. And they come in a set of 2. There's this one and this one. And if you have had Pampered Chef parties in the past, they used to be white. So we need 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm going to just dump it in. I would have you guys helping me. Each one of you could dump 1 tablespoon in. But can't do it. All right. And let's see. So we have basil, olive oil. There we go. And now I'm going to add the rest of the tomatoes. And we're going to go ahead and process this. This will be our topping that goes on after we're done. So, starting to look better.
Good.
And when you do this and nothing happens, it means you didn't line them up correctly. There you go. I always like to say I'm a Pampered Chef, not a perfect chef. So now we have a really nice topping. And we're going to add some Parmesan cheese at the end, but this is going to be our topping. This manual food processor comes with a cover. So if I made this ahead of time and wanted to chill it, I could just put this cover on, store it in the refrigerator if you made salsa with it. So that's just set to the side here. And now we're going to put the this back in the microwave for another 5 minutes to finish cooking. And for that, I'm just going to kind of stir it up a little bit. So we have spaghetti noodles and zucchini noodles. And put that in the microwave. And we're going to set that for 5 minutes. So now I have a huge mess on my thing. But the nice thing about using these cutting mats is that you can just put everything on here and dump it right in the wastebasket. Just don't dump your tools in there. I have done that without trying before. And my wastebasket's here, so I'm just going to dump it in. And everything else will get washed later. And I pick up all the stuff I drop on the floor. Okay.
Those cutting mats are really nice and big.
Yes, they come in 2 sizes. That's the large size. And then there's a smaller size right here. And they come in a set of 3.
Okay.
So the next thing we're going to make is, while that's cooking, and we don't have to do anything yet, is we're going to do the Dutch baby. And this is what it looks like. And I wasn't sure what I thought about that, but we're going to do it in the small batter bowl. I already have a tablespoon of sugar. And really cool, these come with covers, and I always use them to hold my eggs so they don't roll off the countertop.
Good idea.
I'm going to crack the egg. We need 3 eggs. So I can actually put the shells right on here and not get it all over my counter. Just hit each egg once. So the rest, this recipe calls for 3 eggs, a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla. So we're going to put that in. dump a teaspoon in the smaller measuring spoon. A half a cup of milk, and this is the measure all cup. So on one side, the blue side, you can measure a half a cup of milk, which I already have in there. But this side, if you wanted to use it for peanut butter or mayonnaise or sour cream, you could use that as well. And we also need just a tiny bit of salt, an eighth of a teaspoon. So I think I have another one of these that's dry. So this is cool because it goes all the way down to an eighth. There aren't very many teaspoons that go that little. Just gonna dump that eighth in. And we're going to whip it with our stainless steel whisk. It's all mixed together, and then we add a half a cup of flour. You're gonna be amazed about I made it the first time just a couple weeks ago, and it was amazing. So half a cup of flour, and this is one of our measuring cups. We're gonna whisk that in. And I'm making a mess. So you don't have to clean this up. If I was at your house, I'd make a mess too.
Carol, I really like how you have that, your eggs in the lid. That's a really clever idea.
Very
Yeah, I
good.
know. You know what I hate worse than anything is egg white all over my countertop. And then I got to clean it up. This keeps us
Agreed.
doing that. We don't need the lid right now anyway. So we're just mixing this up until it's kind of all homogenized. There's maybe a couple little, but it looks pretty good. Now, here comes the fun part. We're going to take the I preheated this pan at 425, and I'm going to use my oven mitts. Here they are to get it out. This pan is very, very hot. And now, and I'm going to make sure I don't touch it because I always tend to hurt myself doing stuff. We need only 4 tablespoons of butter. And we need to just drop it into the pan. Here, I'll roll you guys over so you can see what's going to happen here. It's kind of like you preheat the pan. You get to roll around in my mess here. And just drop these little parts of butter in here, pats of butter, I guess, until they all melt. And then once it's all melted, we're going to dump this in and put it back in the oven for 20 minutes. So here we go. Can you guys see it? It's kind of just all, it was really hot. And we're going to just kind of stir this up with our mixing scraper and dump it in. It almost looks like pancake batter, and I kind of feel like this is sort of like a giant pancake, but it rolls way up. So now there's no way I'm touching this again. I'm going to put it back in the oven, and we will check it out in 20 minutes here. So here it is. Not even 20 minutes. Ooh, I'll do 15. Okay. Now, so I've got these eggs. I can get rid of those. Got my bowl here for the chicken. It's dry now because I washed it. Because I'm going to put the cooked chicken back in here. So, come on over to my chicken here. take all these chicken bits and put them right in this bowl. Because we don't want to have big chunks of chicken like that in our pasta, we want to have little chunks. So again, I really love having help with these things, so I would love it if you were here, but these are our salad choppers, which we all call the chicken choppers. They have double blades, and they work amazingly to chop up chicken or pork or salads, but you can just grab on, they have a big spring in them, and you just grab them with your 2 hands, and it can chop up all your chicken so that you can put it in whatever recipe you want. So if you wanted to use our grill pan and cook like a whole bunch of chicken breasts at the beginning of the week and use them for chicken salads or, you know, whatever you wanted to do with it, or some recipes you wanted to make, you could easily do that and then chop it up and even freeze it already cooked. You'd have something that you could just throw together in a meal. So you can decide how big of pieces you want, but I'm just chopping it. This has a lifetime guarantee. It's part of our cutlery line. So one time my spring broke and I called up Pampered Chef and I said, I need a new spring. And they said, oh no, we're gonna send you a whole new chopper. So they did. Nice. And my chopper gets a lot of use. So, because you can take a whole pork roast after it's cooked, you can't use this on raw meat, just cooked. But you get down in there and you just chop up all the chicken. So check this out, all the chicken chopped up. You don't have to do it with a knife. It's pretty nice.
Nice.
Okay, and in the meantime, I believe our pasta is ready. So let's just see. If it isn't, we'll put it in for a couple more minutes. And these microwave oven grips make it pretty easy to get out. The zucchini noodles don't take long to cook. It's the other noodles that we want to make sure are done. So let's. They look pretty done. I think what I'm going to do is put it in there for like 2 more minutes, because I think there's a little bit of liquid in the bottom, and I'd like some of that liquid comes from the show it to you. So if you want to avoid a lot, and you can make this with all zucchini noodles if you didn't want to have any carbs, but these all kind of get mixed together. So I'm just going to put it, I actually just going to put it in there for like 2 more minutes. But it gives me time to grate my Parmesan cheese. Let's see. Let's do 2. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So many different buttons to push. Okay, so when that comes out, we're going to put the chicken in. We're going to do this bruschetta topping. And we're also going to throw some Parmesan cheese on. So now I'm going to roll you over here. This is our adjustable fine grater. There's 2 kinds, the coarse grater and the fine grater. And the fine grater you can zest a whole lemon and orange, lime in about 2 seconds, less than 5 minutes. But you can also grate things like ginger or Parmesan cheese, and you don't grate yourself because it has this food holder that you slide on, and then this part comes off and you put your cheese right in there. And then you just hold on to the handle and go up and down, and it grates all the cheese in just a couple minutes. I like to call the Parmesan cheese snow cheese because it looks like snow. And you get an awful lot of cheese on just a little bit. And there's always some little pieces that fall out at the end. But if you're used to buying Parmesan cheese in the little can, this tastes totally different because this is all Parmesan cheese. In those cans, a lot of times they add other kinds of cheeses, or they add cellulose, which is keeps it from sticking together, but it's basically sawdust. So, and then the other grater is the coarse grater, and I use this. This also has a food holder, but it's a little different because you can put potatoes, carrots, whatever, and they will grate. If I do cheese in it, I have some right here, like cheddar cheese. I usually just do it in the package. And it also grates pretty easily. When I get down to the end, then I will put it in the little food holder. So now we're ready to, you guys can't see everything over here, but I can. All right. So now I'm going to take this out. You guys get to come back over here. And we're going to finish this up. So these microwave oven grips, where did I put them? Well, they work great if you're getting stuff out of the microwave, if you can find them. So I'll just use our other mitts to get them off. Oh, here we are. Things don't get that hot in the microwave, so you just grab them. Take it out. And we've got, the noodles are cooked. And I like to use fine noodles because I don't really like fat too much, but they all look great. So now we're gonna add the chicken, all of it, right in. We've got some bigger pieces and smaller pieces. And we're also gonna add the bruschetta topping. Just dump it in. Oh, it smells good. And you just mix it together. Now the cool thing about the rock crock is it stays hot for so long that all we're gonna have to do is put the cover on and it'll heat the chicken all back up.
Nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Fresh. It's, oh, I wish you guys could taste it or smell it because it really smells great.
It looks really good.
It is, and it's surprisingly good. The only thing that it didn't call for, but I think I would add a little salt and pepper, just because I think tomatoes taste better when they have a little salt with them.
I agree.
And then we're gonna garnish it with that Parmesan cheese that and you can also have some extra to serve on the side. So I'm just gonna toss that. There's no liquid left, it got all absorbed. And we're just gonna put this on top, which you can do. Oops, I did wash my hands today, just so you know. All right, and now we've got this great quick meal. It has a protein, because like my husband really likes it if it has meat. So there's meat in here. So we're good. And I'm gonna put the cover on to let it warm this up. And this manual food processor, you can wash these two parts right in the dishwasher. Don't ever throw this in the water and not know it's there.
Yeah.
I've done it. Top, usually this is the only part that gets dirty, so you just wipe it off and then let it dry. You shouldn't submerge this or put it in the dishwasher. It's pretty easy to clean. You just set it aside and get it ready for the next time. All right. Oh, you guys, let's see how much we got. 5 minutes on our Dutch baby to go. So while we're waiting for that, we probably have time to, let me show you the other thing. I was going to show you the blender. So whether or not you drink, this recipe, my daughter gave it to me. And first of all, our blender comes with a whole recipe book. So you have plenty of things to do with your recipe. Looks like this. And I did mention it makes soups, it makes sauces, you can grind flour, you can make drinks, you can make hot chocolate. I mean, everything, it's just amazing. The jam setting and the sauce setting are patent pending. This is some raspberry jam I made recently. I used a pound of raspberries. I got 2 jars. It's beautiful. There are no seeds. They all got ground up. So you put the fruit and the pectin in here. It heats it up to like 212 degrees. And then when it is ready, you just add the sugar at the end and hit continue. So there's a couple cool things about it. It has a really long cord, so I'm going to plug it in. And it doesn't work. Even if I have the cover sitting on here, it will not work at all. Nothing will work unless I lock it. And when I lock it, then things will start working. So this recipe is called a frozen coconut mojito. And you don't have to make this with alcohol, but I'm going to do it today. But my daughter made them a couple weekends ago for us with rum, and then we had 4 kids also with us, and she made another version without rum. You just don't add the rum. It's with ice, and you have to get cream of coconut. So it's coconut milk, but it's different than it's not different than coconut milk. So what we need is 4 ounces of cream of coconut. And I just found this at Meijer. And it's kind of different looking. It's kind of clear, not like regular coconut milk. And that is what you normally have in a pina colada. So we need 4 ounces of that. And then 4 ounces of rum. I made my husband go buy that. I don't normally have rum. So altogether we have 8 ounces here. And then we need 2 ounces of fresh lime juice. So I'm using our blue kitchen paring knife. And we're cutting this in half. And 2 ounces will get me up to 10 if I don't know if I'll need the whole thing. So with this, and this is something you want, right, Rebecca?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so you put your cut side down and you just squeeze. It's so much easier than the other thing that you have to ream. So we're going to use 1.
Bring your camera in to show the discharge. Yeah, or turn it to the bowl, yeah.
There we go. So we're going to squeeze this, and all this juice comes right out. And we're right up to about, I need a little bit more. I have more limes in here, so I need 2 ounces and I'm not there. So here's another little lime. Now, if any of you have ever had a mojito, they put pieces of lime all over in the glass, which is really kind of annoying. Here's one more. So we got 10 ounces right there. It's already in our easy read measuring cup, and I'm just going to pour it right in. Actually, I'm going to need a little bit of I need a scraper to help me get it all out. It's kind of gooey. And then we need about 8 fresh mint leaves. I bought these yesterday at Meijer, and I did wash them. So now all I have to do is just pick ones off. 1, 2, they're not the biggest leaves, but 3, 4. They smell good. They smell really good. And we're just throwing these in. It gives it a really pretty green color. So we've got those. And I'm going to go over and get 4 cups of ice. And that is the only ingredients we're going to have in it.
That sounds so good. I wish I was there. Hang on. I'm driving to your house.
I'm with you.
Do you hear her?
Yeah.
So 4 cups of ice, we're just going to pour that in. We're going to put the cover on. And we're going to hit custom blend. There's a smoothie, alternate milk. You can actually make alternate milk from like almonds or cashews or even rice. You can grind. So here's some peanut butter that I made in the blender.
Nice.
I just a 2-cup bowl. Right now it's been sitting out for a while, but it hardens up when you put it in your refrigerator. I made it with a jar of dry roasted peanuts. Best peanut butter I've ever had. And there's the heated wash, of course, and soup. The soups take 30 minutes to make, but you put all the raw ingredients in and it cooks it up to 212 degrees. But this one, like if you wanted to make margaritas or anything like that, it literally takes less than 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna put it up to 9 and start.
Carol, while you were out, Kelly said that looks so good that she's on her way to your house now.
Well, yeah. Okay, that was actually 20 seconds. 20 seconds. And check this out. It's like green ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
So that is how easy it is. So I love showing this blender. It's pretty awesome. When I'm done, I would put 3 cups of water in here, drops of dish detergent, and then you just hit the heated wash. It heats it up to 142 degrees. 142 degrees is supposedly the temperature that kills germs enough, you know, like if there are any germs after you make something like this. So that's as simple as it is. Ooh, and now we're gonna go see the Dutch baby.
You have 2 blenders, Carol? I'm jealous.
I do. I do. But now I'm gonna show you this. Just have to figure out what I did. I don't want to touch that with these microwave oven grips. I need my big ones. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It puffs up so nice.
It just puffs right up. And then
It looks so good.
you let it cool a little. I'm going to turn my oven off because that is hot tonight. You let it cool and then you just put some fresh berries. I've got raspberries and blueberries, and then I've got these strawberries, which we're going to use our core and more. Yeah, I'll use this cover. We're going to take the core out. And we're going to just slice those up on this quick slice. So there they are. And just put them all on here. You can do a whole bunch at one time.
Adjust your camera again so we can see it before you slice it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I need a helper. So there we're just going to line these up and just slice straight down.
Uh-huh.
And all those berries we'll just put right in here. But I do have one more thing I want to show you.
Does that do eggs real nice as well?
We actually have an egg slicer.
Oh, okay.
For eggs. You could probably do this with eggs, but this is designed for
Oh, okay.
eggs. But you can also you can be interchangeable. If you were going to only do it with eggs, and maybe you can do strawberries in here, or it's got wires, or you can do mushrooms. All of those things work on both of them. But this one slices them really nicely.
Ooh, avocado. Avocado.
Avocado, yeah, really nice on avocado. So I have one other thing I want to show you. And I hate to even show you this because right now you can't get it. But I really love this more than anything.
I got it. Woohoo.
I bought one too.
It's the
You gotta see this. It's so cool.
see me work on this because this is the whipped cream maker. It has a base, which also doubles as a top. And it also helps you when you're using it. And what you need for this, and I'll get you really close here, is you need heavy whipping cream, and there's a little line on it. You want to fill it up just to the line. So it's about a half a pint. And it calls for 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. I always use more because you can actually make butter with this if you don't use powdered sugar.
Wow.
Pump it longer. And this should be coming back next week, but right now it's on back order. So this just, you just tighten it at the top, and then it's the longest 30 seconds of your life. I'm gonna just pump it down as fast as you can for 30 seconds. So here we go. Pump up and down, and it makes really awesome whipped cream like that. Oh, it's only been 10 seconds. Woo! It gets harder the harder, the more you pump it.
Good thing that's not on.
Almost there. Sometimes some people get it done quicker. And when you're done,
Oh.
you have great whipped cream. Which actually, it's great. I'd let you lick it if you were here. So, it's nice, regular whipped cream. And we're gonna put that on the Dutch baby. So
Are you going to include all these recipes that you're using tonight?
absolutely.
Yay.
Absolutely. So let's just take a look at this. This is kind of collapsing. So have any of you guys ever been to like the Pancake House? I don't know if they have them here, but they do that pancake with apples. This kind of reminds me of that. Now it's kind of falling down, but we're just gonna throw all these pieces of berry on here to make it pretty.
Now, Carol, I know you're showing all this to us, but if you were making that just for yourself, would you have had the whipped cream already so you could just do your stuff to that right away, add your toppings right away to that?
Yes. You're a wise woman. You can use any kind of fruit. I mean, you don't have to use berries, but check that out. That is gorgeous. And then we'll put a dollop of whipped cream on the center. And believe me, my husband looked at it the first time I made it, and he said, "What is that?" But then he tasted it. So what I'll do is I'll take a picture of each of these and our mojito, whatever they are, and I will post pictures of those when we're done, as well as the recipes. If I don't get the recipes up tonight, they'll be up by tomorrow.
Okay, super.
Does anybody have any questions about anything?
When can I come over?
Right? That's what I was wondering.
Get some of it, you are welcome to come. I'm here. So I have done it before where people do a drive-by pickup and I put some stuff out in a little container, and because we can't eat all this. So
Carol, I'm glad that you ended up recording it, because I had one of the gals private message me and say, "Oh shoot, I didn't get on there," and so it happens.
It does happen every time because no one is in their right mind right now. I mean, you know, people are they just get overwhelmed by everything that's going on. So it's how it is. And I will post this tonight. So if people want to watch it, they can. And then, you know, if anyone has any questions, they can post it. And we'll go from there. So one last look at our pasta here, which is nice and hot now. And then our Dutch baby. And then over there is our drink, which are pretty good. I wouldn't make it if I didn't think it was good. So
when you make that drink without the alcohol, do you substitute anything for that, or you just minus the alcohol?
Maybe milk or something, just for or maybe, because because you got the coconut milk. I don't think you need to, because you only use 4 ounces, which is really
not that much.
It's not very much.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. It's the ice that, you know, gets ground up, and then it's kind of a thick, well, it's not as thick anymore, but it was thick. And I'll show that and show that too, but it's pretty looking and it smells good. So we've got mint and fruit and everything else here. So I'm sorry that you didn't get more people on. And we're rolling back over, but I'll post this later on tonight with a list of all the products. And Linda, whenever you're ready to order, just let me know.
Sure.
I mean, if you're going to be somewhere where you can talk to me, I'll just tell you when.
Yeah.
So we can do that. So anyone else have any other questions?
You said the party's open till August
Right now, we're keeping it open till at least the 11th.
11th. Okay.
From today, but we could go longer depending on if people want to order. What I say with you, Rebecca, is if you know, let's say to you, I want to place an order, we can keep it open for them if they need to. We just have to close by the 15th for the July party. So we've got.
Sure.
So
and we can close it out earlier if everybody gets their orders.
Sure, that too. And I'm hoping to get a few more orders. You get some orders, and we can get some, get you some free products and things like that. So.
Okay, super.
One of the things I was going to show today, and I could still do it, I guess. Let's see. Let me see. I was going to show this is this month's. Can you guys see this?
Where?
It's the U.
Okay, wait, I got to share the screen. Hold on. Okay. It's not letting me do that. Oh, well. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Sometimes I can do this, sometimes I can't. Well, darn. I want to share the screen, but it's not letting me. Okay, there we go. Okay, can you see? No, you can't. Weird. Oh, here we go. So this is this month's host bonus. So you get one item or set for 60, anything you want for 60% off. And if you get to 650, you get an extra $100 in sales. That is for July. In August, in case there's anyone that wants to know what August is like, hold on, I'm going to pull this up. If there's anyone that would like to book a show, let me go back to share screen again. This is an ordeal, but I can do it. Yes. Okay. Here is, in August, all our electric products are 60% off. So the blender, which is normally $349, if you host a party in August, you can get it for $139.60. Or you can get the whole blender smoothie set for $159. Our quick cooker, which is like which is like a pressure cooker, you can actually get that for either $99.60 or $122 with accessories. Our air fryer with accessories is either $111 or $121.
Man, that's amazing. Maybe I'll book another party.
Oh, really? Oh, I guess for the air fryer, you have to have 650 in sales, but that's because they have so few of them right now.
I have that, so I don't need that one.
Well, that's good. But if there's somebody here that maybe would like the blender or whatever,
Just kidding. That's cool.
I'll stop sharing. Okay, the other thing, depending on what your sales are, Rebecca, you and I will talk because we can always alter the date of your show as well. So we'll discuss that depending on what you want. And I mean, if you want, the Rock Crock stuff, then you can get that for 60% off, which is a great deal. So we'll see how that goes. So thanks for listening to me roll around my kitchen. And seriously, if you want to stop and get the food, I'm going to be, text me and let me know. So
thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
It's good.
Yes, thank you, Carol, for doing the demonstration.
Thanks, and I hope that I'll post some stuff tomorrow about missing it and things like that, so maybe people will watch it. But I might even post it tonight, so we'll get that on there. So
I learn something new every day, or every time you do it.
Oh, thanks. It's so much fun. So thank you for being on, all of you, and even with our technical difficulties at the beginning, we did all right. So yes, so I'm going to stop recording.